Hey guys, I'm Eric.
I'm Tim.
I'm John.
We are D&D Miniature and Board Games. So, played basically 2 games of Monster Slaughter.
Woohoo!
We recorded the second one. Got a couple things wrong, but we explained that through the video that as we were actually going, we pretty much popped it right off.
Let's be honest, at this point, if you're watching our video, you know we're going to do it.
We mess up rules.
Yeah, we do that so that you can see the common errors that can occur.
Kind of our signature move.
Yeah. It's fun, too.
I don't know what's funner, that or all the comments we get about it.
That's right.
Because we do read all our comments, folks.
That's right. Just make sure you like us, and then you can comment away.
Or not.
It's still comment away.
Just watch our videos.
Hey, but anyways, guys, we score on 1 to 5. 1 being a steamy pile of cow dung, 5 being outstanding, and 3 being average. Nothing good, nothing bad. It's just average. Graphics and artwork.
Rulebook, components, replayability, and fun. Sorry.
He's been doing this a lot.
A whole lot.
Hey, graphics and artwork, Tim. You always take graphics and artwork. I will not steal your thunder on that.
I thought this was pretty daggone good. Not perfect good, but definitely pretty daggone good. I gave it a 4. I liked what I saw. Well above average. Yeah.
John?
I agree with that. I also gave it a 4. Going through, I may have just been a little bit maybe nitpicky on some of the cards. So when looking at the miniatures, you can mostly tell them easily apart. However, some of them, like when you're playing the golems, they're pretty close looking in there. So for the art wise, most of the other cards, anytime you look at them, you can just tell your character's difference. But I like the way everything looks, I like the way it feels, and it's just beautiful.
Wow. Beautiful. Hey, so I gave it a 4 as well. I really liked the fact that it kind of gave me that feeling of like the old Scooby-Doo cartoons. It was the artwork. It was more retro-y than anything else, and it really fit into it. As far as thinking when I was looking at thinking Scooby-Doo and what we're playing with monsters and stuff. The only thing that I thought could have been done better was, and this kind of touches on what you were talking about, John, was the cards themselves, the character cards, that possibly a little bit of identification, maybe a name on them or something. Because I saw that also with the teenagers that were running around, that when you get into the extra survivor characters, you got so many, it's kind of like, well, which one is which?
Right.
And I felt that maybe just on the bottom, a person's name would have helped. But, it's not that big of a deal. It wasn't to the point that it dropped it. With that, I think I would have given it a straight 5. But that's why, for me, it was a 4.
Right. Yeah. Me too.
Rulebook. I gave Rulebook a 4. I thought it was above average. It was well written, easy to understand, easy to set the game up. The couple of things that we did get wrong, it was more just either trying to keep all the rules straight. Wow, you know what? You guys messed up the Nocturnal, so don't even get there. Trying to keep all the rules straight, or trying to make sure that helping everybody else keep the rules straight.
Or helping yourself win the game. Did I say that loud enough? No.
He said trying to help yourself win the game.
Didn't do that for that reason.
Oh, okay.
I messed up, and I admitted I messed up.
After you won.
It would have cost me 10 points. I was still like almost 15 or 20 ahead of everybody.
After you won.
That's right. We're not going to count this as a win for Eric and his little tally book of wins.
I don't really care. I had fun playing the game, and I'll play it again. It doesn't
So
bother
we're not
me.
to fun yet. We're on the
So,
rule book.
you know what?
Can you focus on the rule book?
I've already said my rule book. Go ahead.
Well, I'd like to go into the rule book and state that I also gave it a 4. Going through the area, one of the things that Eric didn't mention is that I liked is they've got sections where a nice little pop out to bring something to your mind. Little note sections. They color coded them so you can pay attention. So blue was on a lot of stuff was just a note, so you'd see. They got the red for important. Usually red does correlate with that. But as you're going through different areas, if you read through it and then you're like, oh, I don't remember exactly, those little reminders and notes were good to just bring a few of the pieces together if you had any confusion on it. So I like that, and it was one that you didn't have to reread many times over. You could go through and you could just follow through. It actually made sense as it flowed, unlike some of the other games where you're like, let me go a few pages back and reread that over again because I don't understand it. So I give it a 4.
It's a rule book. I gave it a 3.
Shocker, shocker.
Moving on.
Components. Go ahead, Tim.
I gave the components a 4. I thought that I always like the translucent color kind of stuff. That's always pretty cool. Some of the figures are even made like that. The models look good. The board looks good. Colors are nice. It does have that retro kind of feel to it. That that old midnight monster movie show kind of text and stuff. So I gave it a 4. I thought it was good. John.
Components.
John.
Lumberjack.
Lumberjack gave it a 5. I did give the components a 5. There's several things that I like about this.
Go ahead, John.
Yes, let me get back to the components here. That's where you're going. No, just going over with the feeling of the thickness of the cardboard and the way that they have the interlocking system with the doors, the way it slides over. To me, it doesn't have that feel that it's going to wear out real quick. Not that you're putting doors on and off a lot. I also like the dice and that they were pretty nice to me. But one of the things that we messed up on, you like that, right? Is in the point tracking system, when you're going in there, and I'm sure you saw this in the video, as we put out different things like the meat, they went ahead and thought ahead since you're playing it in the middle of the night and you probably can't count, instead of you thinking it's just a counting up where you add it in, no, you just keep it, and you got your points right on the other side. Those were a nice addition in the component section.
Yeah, if we had read that part of the rule book, we got the winning scenario. We just didn't go to the points. We didn't do the points till the very end.
I like the ground is textured. It's textured.
Huh?
Are you done?
It's not textured.
Okay, I gave components a 5 as well. 1, I really like the miniatures, and if you want close-up 360s of these miniatures, you can go to our unboxing, and it actually has a 360-degree view of every single miniature that was in the Kickstarter. What I really liked about this game, and I thought this is what caught my eye when it went on Kickstarter. The actual box is the board. So the cabin that the teenagers are running around in, that's actually the bottom of your box. Everything is on, and when you lay out the surrounding part of the board, it's got all its spots on there to keep track of everything. Mm-hmm. I like that as well. The Kickstarter gave us card sleeves. That was a nice touch. But the other thing too is, unlike stickers or just printing on these dice, it's actually imprinted and painted. I like that. They're well done. I like that.
That's what I was saying. I just didn't articulate it so nicely.
I really like the miniatures though. I do. The miniatures are cute. And like I said, if you want to see up close 360s on our unboxing, I did do 360s on every one of the Kickstarter miniatures. But I gave components a 5. I thought they went above and beyond with them.
He's going to be filming miniatures for like 6 hours.
Replayability. Replayability I gave a 4. Even with the tool shed and with the extra survivors, I can see that there's a point with this. I mean, they talked about going to, what was it, 8 a.m.? Mm-hmm. And we made it to 5 a.m. and killed everybody. Yeah, 4 a.m. and killed everybody.
It's almost 5.
Now,
it's like 4:30.
Had we searched a little bit more, had more weapons,
scared
a lot more, yeah,
peaked.
But we were pretty much going in and just like killing things because we wanted to kill things. Killing things was
we're monsters.
Killing things was fun.
Murder, death, kill, slaughter.
Can't spell slaughter without laughter.
And you didn't even play the clowns.
I like that.
But I gave it a 4. John?
Mm-hmm. For replayability, I also gave it a 4. And where I would go with that is, while we were just talking about how great and awesome the box is, the board, without adding in more expansions to the point you're going into the same area. So really your replayability, which is one part of the good part, is the cards. That really is going to be your random basis there versus then your gaming group. So if you don't have a gaming group that you're constantly changing people out, you're going to reach that point where you'll have played through a lot of this stuff. So I would stick with a 4 because it is still a game that you can take out and play. It's a scary face. It looks like Tim.
Tim is a scary face. Tim, go ahead with yours.
Well, that's not nice.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
I gave it a 4 too. I completely whiffed on all the stuff that you said. You guys said. I just said that it seems like it would get repetitive. In my mind, it seems like it would get repetitive eventually. But John did bring up a good point that I didn't think about, which was the cards. There's so many cards that it does. It really does add a good randomization to it. So you're never going to play the same game twice. It'll never happen. Even if you play it, 20 times in a row, you may have the same result, but you're not going to have the same play.
And with the different monsters, that adds in different weapons that go into the decks. Mm-hmm. And there are other cards we could have used in the decks that we didn't use. And obviously, even though it says that you can only use a certain amount of cards per room, you could change those numbers. You could put more in there to make it more difficult to be finished by 8 a.m. You could put less to make it a quicker game. I mean, the water closet alone only has 2 cards. Well, you could up it to 8 cards, and that would give more cards to the other players to counter your attacks.
Making a point to call it a water closet now.
I call my bathroom a water closet.
You do not. He never says it.
Yes. Now, were those cards also they were set? So that's one of the things that they really did take in to play, is based upon your players or how many cards went into the room. So you do have that, like we're saying, the option to do it. But I think some of it was also to make sure that the game moves on and continues to process through. So for replayability, if you put a lot in there, what? Progress through. Progress. Perseverance.
Matriculate.
Oh my god, overall fun? They're just going to keep going on this. Overall fun, I gave a 5. I had a really good time. But then again, I have a really good time playing with this group. There's a lot of camaraderie here. A lot of let's get back at each other for the last games. But the game itself is fun. I mean, you're going in and killing the teenagers in the cabin. Come on. Who doesn't want to kill the dumb teenagers in the cabin?
Mm-hmm. No. I agree. You want to go first?
I've never once said that I wanted to kill teenagers in a cabin.
Well, you just said it right there. All I said was I agree.
I just said I never once said that I wanted to kill teenagers.
So what did you score it as, Tim?
I give it a 5. I thought the overall fun was
Of killing the teenagers in the cabin?
no of looking in the rooms and finding things and attacking teenagers in the cabin.
With your werewolves?
You know, I thought it was just a hoot because
Or
it
how-
was yeah a hoot.
That was Al.
Because it's difficult to kill, you know, the teenagers. So it was like, you know, somebody would come in and start whacking on them, not be able to kill them. And the next person would come in and start swinging,
And
can't kill them.
Can't kill 'em.
We got a
Then the
song.
third one comes in going, I've only got 1 hit point to get, can't get it. So I thought it was great, you know, because you sit there and you start rooting against your competitors, you know, and it's easy to do.
Because this game is not cooperative.
No, and it's easy to do because you're getting screwed over the same way when you go to try to do it. So it's all great. It's gravy.
I agree. I gave it a 5 as well. Because it was fun. Even if you mess up, you're going to have fun. And you're going to get to mess with other people. Almost any game that you get to dictate and mess with the other player's turn.
Directly impact them.
Exactly. And it isn't just, I have to do it secretively. It's, hey, let's get Eric, you got that one? You can do it collectively against and decide what was the better tactic.
Our group
That's
likes to
fun.
taunt each other. It's true. But anyways, guys, overall score for Monster Slaughter, 4.3.
You didn't say how much fun you had, though.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
I
You
went
said
first.
5.
4.3, guys. Monster Slaughter. We really enjoyed this, and I want to play again.
We will.
Oh, we will.
We will.
We will.
Play again.
As always, guys, support your local gaming. We support Discover Games, Fayetteville, Georgia. Game on, guys.
Game
Game
on,
on.
folks.